we are at the Salt Lake City Freemasonic Temple. It is at 650 East South Temple Street. Temple Street's interesting, just to, bring that up as well. And before we do anything, I've been reading this book. Let's see if you can see it here. The Temple and the Lodge by Michael Bagan and Richard Lay. I guess, I don't know, I'm probably not pronouncing their names correctly. But, just wanted to bring this up at the beginning of the video. Just show a little of this. Not really show it, but read out the last paragraph of the intro. He's going on about how basically one of the quotes is, Freemasonry is a storm in a teacup, kind of saying it's not something really to be worried about. A number of non-issues or spurious issues inflated far beyond the status they actually deserve. It's tempting to be flip and suggest that people have nothing better to do than manufacture such tenuous grounds for controversy. Well, yeah, sure, curious. I mean, there's certainly an aspect of that to it, but the last paragraph is what really I wanted to read this part. But at the same time, it must be acknowledged that Freemasonry itself has done little to improve its image in the public eye. Indeed, by its obsessive secrecy and its stubborn defensiveness, it has only reinforced the conviction that it has something to hide. How little it does, in fact, have to hide will become apparent in the course of this book. If anything, it has more to be proud of than it does to conceal. Just a little interesting that he needs to open up the book with that. But I'm not saying this book's bad. It's a pretty good book. There's a lot of good information in it. Basically walking you through the Templars and their association with the Scots Guard and the Royal Society and the Invisible College coming up into the 17th and 18th centuries. And then I'm not actually finished with it, as you can see I'm here at the back, but it's getting to the part of it's part in the American Revolution, and the last paragraph or last chapter here. Where's that? Basically, resistance to Britain. More or less, it's a lot of history, and that's kind of the point that I wanted to make this video for, is that it's almost a lack of curiosity on the public, or as they would say, the profane, for even looking into these things or being curious about them, because it's supposedly nothing, or it's something even bigger than that, and you are not on the level to understand these types of things. But I think that most people can understand these things if they really just take a hard look at it and start to think for themselves, rather than taking thought that's been given to them. So let's give a little walk around this block and see what this temple looks like here. Oh, look how beautiful that is. It's just incredible, the architecture. And you can even see at the top there the twin pillars, the keystone, and the sun. And I don't know what the TK, I think that's a TK. Not sure what that means, what that stands for. But what a beautiful building. And look here too. Wonder what that's significance is. This has to be a pretty old building too. Yeah, so let's walk on over to the front of the temple. I should probably... I think that, actually, now that I think about it, I think that is the governor's mansion. Yes, yes it is. Yeah, you can see that, the governor's mansion. So that's the governor's mansion, carriage house, I assume. This is a cool building here. The lines. Pretty cool fountain. So this is a more modern building. Don't really see anything specifically Masonic about it. But here is the temple. Here's our little side entrance. You can see the scarab at the top. And the twin wings with the sun in the middle. Very Zoroastrian. Or maybe Babylonian, I guess you could say. Doing a little work up front here. Let's come to the front of it. And you can see there's a little camera. So they're watching me while I'm watching you as well. You see the sphinxes on each side. I guess probably to represent Yakin and Boaz. Yeah, here we go. Masonic temple. So they date everything 4 years or 44,000 years earlier than the public does, or the profane. It's very curious, but they've just got a bigger time scale. So Yakin and Boaz, basically these two are to symbolize the world and the spirit that brings the world into form. We've got more of the Zoroastrian iconography above every door. and then straight up above, twin snakes. I mean, it is very beautiful architecture. Can't get around that. So, I'm not going to try to go in or anything. I'm just going to walk up a little bit closer, see if I can see anything. Oh yeah, look at the little door. It's cool. And the ankhs all lining the top of the gate and on that gate. So let's see. Can we go around back or along the side maybe? No trespassing. Imagine that's their parking lot or something. Yeah, they've got more cameras and whatnot. Oh, there's some folks coming. The back lot. One guy, 2, 3, 4 cars. And it's just interesting too. They've got this massive stack for exhaust fans, I assume, or something. I don't know. That might mean there's, you know, some floors underground or something. Donuts. Little camera there. Some Wi-Fi repeaters maybe. Little flowers. Yeah, I mean, it's very extravagant. And oh, I saw the year that I imagine that was constructed. I forgot what it was. I didn't even pay very much attention. I was too focused on the noting that they add 4,000 years. But yeah, these are pretty nice buildings around here too. The Anniversary Inn right next door also looks pretty old. This is of note. At this anniversary inn right next door, it's got an octagonal tower. And even there, the wheel or the rising sun or the setting sun, it could be, and that motif's all through the eaves, or the shell. The I forgot what that lady's name is, Adonis or something. The woman, the beautiful woman coming out of the shell. Some nice colonial houses. Yeah, let me just check the date on this again. (1926). Oh, and it's funny too. The lamps for outside also have lights facing the temple to light the temple up. Yeah. Let me get a nice thumbnail photo if I can. The other side might be better. But let's even do this one. Might be cool too. Going up the steps. Let's see what that looks like. Oh yeah, that looks cool. That might be it right there. So yeah, just some interesting bits. Cool architecture, just, you know, be curious. Look around. See what you see. Think for yourself. And what I'm gonna do next is we're gonna go check out some of the smaller lodges around here and just kind of show the dichotomy of the main temple to the smaller lodges here. But I just thought that this one was interesting because most Masonic temples you see do not look like this. This is way more Babylonian, Egyptian, Zoroastrian, way more different than the typical temples that you would see. See, this is more, the governor's mansion is more similar to what you would see a Masonic temple looking like, you know, with all the keystones, double pillars, but they still have the same motifs, kind of, with the sphinxes holding the two orbs. But yeah, I'll be back here in a second. We're gonna go find some more lodges around here. Actually, we're not gonna go anywhere just yet. We're just gonna walk down the road a little bit because I saw some things that were interesting. For one, this building looks very much like a Mayan temple or a Mayan pyramid with its steps. This one is included with it. And then across the road here, Let me see if I can sneak across. Well, there's no cars. This mansion. I don't know what this one is, though. Yeah, so look here. Looks like a Templar cross. Same with that, but got some sort of outcropping on it. Yeah, but this is quite nice. Very regal. As you see, little squirrel friend. Where'd he go? Went behind the tree. Keystone. I mean, whatever you think, they do make good architecture. And then way off in the distance there, you can see a church steeple through the trees. We're not going to go there. I was not paying very much attention. South Temple historical site right there. You guys can pause and read that if you want. It's the South Temple. And now I'm sure if I had more time, just walking through this neighborhood up here, you'd get to see a lot more of these same motifs. And even on this building right here, we've got the two little pillars. Even though they're made out of brick, the motif's still there. But let's go check out some other temples. It's not exactly 33, but it is close. 633. Okay, yeah, so I can't stay here very long because this is a monitored parking lot, it seems. But this is the Midville Masonic Temple. And that is the building. There's literally nothing here. that denotes it. very bland in a business park or office park, whatever you want to say. There's nothing. Yeah. But let's go somewhere so I can chat. Alright, so I found a place to park here and get myself some coffee. Yeah. There's only a couple more local lodges around here. They're not even interesting to show because they all just look like that. They look like you know, just commercial buildings, or they're in business parks. They're like a slip out of a business park, like one of the many buildings in the park. No different, looks all the same. But more or less kind of what I was getting at the very beginning, where I had that little diatribe of this book, reading a little from this book, is that we have in America a kind of terminal incuriosity, I guess, is that a way to phrase it or say it. Everyone's terminally incurious. Nobody wants to look into anything. Nobody wants to know anything. They just want to be entertained, which, you know, it's to be expected, kind of. At least, you know, growing up, that's kind of what everyone was looking for. It was entertainment and to secure themselves a place in this world, have some sort of money and family, which, you know, it's not a bad thing. It's just the ignoring of everything, putting on the blinders so that you can obtain that goal is what is, I guess, irritating to me. There's just like I said, a lack of curiosity. And this world is being created around you, and you're ignoring it. You're ignoring the things that are going on around you to focus in on the virtual world where you guys are. And that's the thing that I'm kind of trying to pick at a little bit, like a scab, just to kind of see if anyone else is thinking the same, feeling the same way about that, or if most people are just generally not curious, or maybe I'm kind of different, that I am curious about it. I don't know. I don't think so. I feel like there's nothing really special about me. It's just that nobody else seems to think the things that I think are interesting. So I'm gonna sign off here, and maybe I'll do a nice little time lapse of the mountains behind me here and finish my coffee. So thanks. I'll see you next time. So this is Mount Olympus. I think this is part of it. Mount Olympus Wildlife Reserve or something. So I'm gonna step down a little further here. You can get that peak. There's lots of interesting things to look up surrounding the Mount Olympus. Obviously the name is a good tip for you, but there's some interesting Masonic temples up there, I suppose. I haven't checked them out yet. That'll probably be my next trip when I come back. But yeah, that's all for now.